It's really simple. But then you also hope that your fear doesn't break. That's also one big part of it. Just rooting for it. Why am I still mob tabbing? I want to loot these guys, and these guys stand in my way, and why the hell not? Dear! Oh, she didn't make it in the first place. Oh god, at least I get some line clove out of it. So there's that. I have that going for me. Actually looking forward to level 19, yeah, level 19. There's actually almost nothing that I can do with it, but except for maybe summon my demon. There is nothing that I can do with it besides summoning my demon quick, or just having like this get fast. Which, by the way, if you're trying to DPS with life drain, you are so definitely re-roll. It's just not designed to be that way. It's just designed to be a desperation heal of some sort. Yeah, never. Just listen to me. Never heal yourself with never deal damage with life drain. It was good back in the day sometimes. I think actually it was used for PvP more than anything. Again, I'm just rambling about the past so much, but it just everything I can talk about right now. Yeah, back in the day, it was like in PvP, you would actually just put on NBC. You put on a full dot line, and once you did that, you would just life drain, because casting Shadow Wall, I think it was on a haste wasn't really a thing back then. The only pieces that had some haste were either crafted, and actually not for the Warlock in the first place, and then BC upward, like not BC, BT Black Temple upward gear. Like you would just, as a PvP player, like an average PvP player with not like the massive guild backing you up, you would actually never get haste. So you would kind of be stuck with what you have. Oh, I think maybe there was one trinket that you could get, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. And also, I think haste gems didn't exist too. Yeah, you would be kind of stuck with like casting Shadow Bolt for, I think it was 3 seconds. You could actually downscale it, like scale it down, I think, in half a second, put off half a second. But I think it was 3 seconds or even 2.5, and it would just take forever. It would be so dreadfully long to cast that by the time you finished it, you would just be feared or something. You would actually almost never able. You were almost never able to finish the cast. Sorry. So they just used what they had available, and the instant source of damage was drain life. So they used that instead. And well, or whenever it was preferable. They would just cast Drain Mana instead.
What do you need?
Drain Mana was a really cool spell that they proven to be that actually proved to be overpowered. It was kind of like it was exactly the same thing as Drain Life, but you would drain mana instead, and in arenas you would just see people just going a dot line on the healer and then drain mana, and there was like almost nothing you can do about it. It would just happen, and they actually removed it from the game besides mana burn, which would have a similar effect, but at least you could do more against it. So there was that, which was a big thing. But well, yeah. There's a waypoint here. Nice. Let me just speak to. I'd like to fly back to Bill. To Brill now. So let's just do that. Yeah, it was kind of overpowered. They never found a good balance for it. It was okay in BC. And Wolf was kind of the beginning of it seemed to be overpowered because people were figuring out that it's kind of good. But actually mana burn was a bigger problem there. Yeah, it was overpowered. I like it. I like the spell. But it really was overpowered. And they should just either they had nerfed it to the ground, like being a 10 mana tick or something. Or they just remove it, and it just chose to remove it. They could not balance that. It would either be too strong or too weak. So they just remove it, and it's actually for the better one. Yeah, for the better. I miss it sometimes, but well, for the sake of balance. That's it. You just wanted me to fly here, just to say thank you, dude. At least I got some experience. Okay. We're not gonna go here.
I haven't got all day.
Yeah, you haven't got all day, but you're... No, that was just the event for the Mr. Quest there. Okay, well. Oh yeah, it's flying that way. I just remembered. Well, we are finished with this area. Let's move on to this one. Actually, it's not really moving on, but it's actually more like backtracking. But, well, it's a new area, and it's actually one of my favorite leveling areas. Actually, I think my favorite starting area. Yeah, it's just good. I know people are just gonna say it. It's like Barbie world. I don't know. But I like the aesthetic of it, just like the constant, like as a Blood Elf you would just learn to deal with your hunger back in the day. They were just talking, or just, they were just, yeah, kinda, how do I explain it? They were just teaching you how to deal with your magic addiction in BC. And it was kind of nice theme because in BC, and I think in Warcraft Lich King too, but I'm not quite sure, you would have an active ability called Feed Mana or something? Drain Mana? It was basically just the spell that I just described, the Drain Mana ability, but it would be instant and had a cooldown. I think it had a 30-second cooldown or so. It would just take mana and give it to you. It's really a really small amount, so it's actually, but it was still good for something like a mage. It would just It was cool. It was really good. You would just get a little bit of mana back, and yeah, the enemy would lose some. Yeah, they decided to kick that out of the game. Besides, like I said, mana drain, because again, they just it's impossible to balance that. It's just these mana drain things are impossible. They either end up being like completely useless and just wasted skill in your spellbook, or being too strong. Yeah, and they were just teaching it you, and actually, you would have to stack it, and you could stack it to 5 stacks, I believe, and you can unleash the mana storm that they still have with the silence and all that. I think the silence was added later, or was it? No, the silence would actually, that's what give you the mana in the end. I think, yeah, You would stack that up, and then you would arcane whatever, and that would be what gives you the mana in the end. So you would, well, you would get your mana. Yeah, and they were just teaching you how, and you will see how people that have failed to deal with their addiction pretty soon. And actually, I just, again, it's a kind of very, it's really colorful. It's really light. It's just elf. It's just an elven kingdom. What do you expect? Actually, do I still have? No, I haven't. When do I get the passive thing? Fell armor, passive. Increases total health by 10%. And increases the amount of health generated through spells and effects by 10%. This used to be 15%. And actually used to be... again, something... You would have two armors back in the day. The demonic armor and the fell armor. That were kind of doing the same thing. But the fell armor was superior, so nobody used demonic armor once you got the fell armor. I'm not quite sure. I think the first one would increase your armor. Well, the demonic armor would increase your armor, and the fell armor would increase your healing received. And also boost your spell damage, but I'm not quite sure on that part. Definitely the healing thing though. And also the demonic armor would restore you some health in chunks. Like 5 seconds or so it would restore a small amount of health. I believe. Again, on the spell power part, and I think both the spell power part was on. I just feel it somewhere deep in my guts, but yeah, I think it was that way. Anyways, you just look at this place. It's beautiful. It's like, I don't know, fall or something here. You have these dragon hawk hatchlings, and then everything is beautiful. But then there is this land, this death, the dead scar. This is where Arthur's had attacked, and there's still a lot of undeads here, and the land is still suffering from what happened in Warcraft 3. This is the gate where Arthur's broke through. You can pass it. You can obviously pass it with being flying. Yeah, just flying over there, but it's just the scar again. So there's no really a point to do it. I mean, just the scar. See how long it takes. It actually ends up here. There's still the death scar around here, which I'm not quite sure why, because, well, it's an island. But it would actually make sense in the matter that well, the Sunwell, yeah, if again, well, that's actually a clear indication. This used to be, well, if you look at that, this could be like a missing piece from that. So maybe over the years, this is, well, by the way, beautiful too. Over the year, maybe this has split apart and just drove in one, you see, and this was actually the piece, like the top piece of it here, and it would just, you know, that's why the Death Star is extending over there, even though there is big gigantic ocean between them. Satchlings, I never know. I don't have any of these. Maybe I should get one. Just the music, the soundtrack is also pretty cool. Just this calm, beautiful thing with still these